The air conditioning is on? The streaming is on. Streaming is on high, but I'm not sure about the air conditioning. See if it's running outside. Just check. Thank you. So we are 7 times 7 weeks. And what happens at Shavuot? What are we commemorating? Receiving of the Torah. Receiving of the law. We did it. We did a trial run last week with confirmation. That was awesome. And that's exactly what we're celebrating. So I'm glad you're here today. But it is also why, because we did confirmation a little bit early we did it last week, which is earlier than we normally do. But that's why some of this is dressed in white, and some of it is not in white, because it's not officially the white holiday until tomorrow night and Sunday. We'll be back here on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock for a service of Shavuot, which is arguably the most wonderful Jewish holiday, holy day of the year, and Yizkor. So if you have anyone in your immediate family who you are mourning, we do a commemoration on Sunday morning. We take out the Yizkor books again for the last time of 5778. That'll be Sunday morning. Will we get a minyan? Probably not. But anyway, we're glad that you're here. And as you know, did you have a hard week this week? Did anybody have a really hard week this week? School ended, right? Yeah, finals, thank you, it's done. Anybody not at school? So some of the things that happened to me this week, I was alluding to it before, a lot of hard things have gone on. And this week, I did some things that started off that they were because of hard things, and they turned out awesome. They turned out really wonderful. That things that I never thought I was going to be able to accomplish got accomplished. Whole bunches of them. So I'm feeling like things had been stalled and horrible for a while, and something has changed, and it's getting better. So I am glad for that. I hope that everybody else experiences that as well. But even when wonderful things happened, it meant that I had to do things like stand online for a while at the Office of Motor Vehicle Bureaus and stand online for a while. I had to do all of these things, and I need a deep breath. And I hope you do too, to be able to start Shabbat. So let go of everything we've got there. No lists, no to-do things. It's all done. Leave them outside. Leave them for the next semester. And take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. And try again. And let it out slowly. And we are going to welcome the Stewart Haas family up to the Bima. We're going to begin on page 82 for service 3. And as is our custom, if you can stand and sit and stand and sit, please rise for this. Page 82. Heading over there.
These lights are only flickering flames, yet flames illumine our uncertain steps. Flames remind us of Sabbaths long past and of their beauty that delighted our hearts. May they inspire us to work for the great Sabbath of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotov v'tzvahanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the Sabbath lights.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We now turn to pages 167 and 166 for the Kiddush, the sanctification of the day.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam borai pri hagafen.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work, and of our liberation from Egyptian bondage, our day of days. On Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat.
L'chaim. Amen. You may be seated, but please find somebody that you came in with and somebody you didn't come in with and wish them a good Shabbos, happy Friday, happy weekend. I'll be right there. Hold on, hold on. Yum. You gotta find, there we go. That's better. I've lost my camera guy. We are going to continue in the middle of page 84. I have had a number of people this week ask me if Jews believe in angels. Do you believe in angels? So in the Torah, there are angels in a whole lot of places. And on Shabbat, we welcome angels, and then we ask the angels to bless us, and then we send them off in peace. And this is the song we do that with. So I don't know what kind of angels you imagine, but there's this midrash that says that every Shabbat, every Friday evening, when Shabbat begins, there are two angels that peek into everybody's windows. It's not creepy, it's potentially lovely. And the angels that are looking in your window, if they see that you are doing Shabbat, you're getting ready for services, or you just came back from services, or you're sitting down to a lovely Shabbat dinner, then one of the angels will bless you with more of that for next Shabbat. And if they find that that's not what you're doing at all, then the other angel is supposed to say, well, let's see, I don't know that that's going to happen for next week either. I'm going to give you more of the same. So when I was growing up, I used to find that very comforting. I used to think that's really sweet. I think it's just a way of encouraging people to continue to do good Shabbat things. But there are some people who thought there's a book that had come out that said that that's horrible, that this kid had a horrible Friday night experience every week. The family life was miserable, and he was convinced that it was that other angel that was perpetuating horribleness. I don't believe that. I think that you get to make your own choice. And I think you can peek out at the window and say, yo, nasty angel, go away. Just do that. Get rid of that angel. But these are the angels of peace that we welcome on page 84. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Hasharet Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Bachem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bless me. Baruchuni L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Go in peace. Tzedchem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're glad they're here. The synagogue is the sanctuary of Israel, born of our longing for the living God. It has been to Israel throughout our wanderings a visible token of the presence of God in our people's midst. Its beauty is the beauty of holiness. Yay! That's a synagogue. Holiness. Just as the sweat was dripping into my eyes. Steadfast it has stood as the champion of justice, mercy, and peace. Its truths are true for all people. Its love is a love for all people. Its God is the God of all people. As it has been said, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. Let all the family of Israel, all who hunger for righteousness, all who seek the eternal, find God here, and here find life. Yitgadal v'yitkadash me Rabbah, בעלמא דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. Oh God, how can we know you? Where can we find you? You are as close to us as breathing, yet you are farther than the farthermost star. You are as mysterious as the vast solitudes of night, yet as familiar to us as the light of the sun. To Moses you said, "You cannot see my face, but I will make all my goodness pass before you." Even so does your goodness pass before us in the realm of nature and in the joys and sorrows of life. When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when to the last full measure of selfless devotion we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then your goodness enters our lives and we can begin to change the world. And then you live within our hearts, and we, through righteousness, behold your presence. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malachuto Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. Unless you're in my back class, I would love to have you come and help me. Cool. Want this? We're kind of high up here. Ready? Come on up. You got it? ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Nice job. You want to help me with the English too? Why don't you help me with the English? You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be
mindful of all my mitzvot, and do them. So shall you consecrate yourself to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God.
I, the Eternal One, have called you to righteousness and taken you by the hand and kept you. I have made you a covenant people, a light to the nations. We are Israel, witness to the covenant between God and God's children. This is the covenant I make with Israel. I will place my Torah in your midst and write it upon your hearts. I will be your God, and you shall be my people. We are Israel. Our Torah forbids the worship of race or nation, possessions or power. You who worship gods that cannot save you, hear the words of the Eternal One. I am God, there is none else. We are Israel. Our prophets proclaimed an exalted vision for the world. Hate evil and love what is good. Let justice well up as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. We are Israel, schooled in the suffering of the oppressed. You shall not oppress your neighbors, nor rob them. You shall not stand idle while your neighbor bleeds. We are Israel, taught to beat swords into plowshares, commanded to pursue peace. Violence, which in this text says Hamas, shall no longer be heard in your land. Desolation and destruction within your borders. All your children will be taught of your God, and great shall be the peace of your children. We are Israel, O God, when we are witnesses to your love and messengers of your truth. You are my witnesses, says the Eternal One, and my servant whom I have chosen. Know me, therefore, and put your trust in me. We are Israel, O God, when we proclaim you, God our Redeemer, as did our ancestors on the shores of the Red Sea. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. V'ne'emar, and it has been said, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. May we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. O God, spread over us your shelter of peace, of quiet and calm, and bless us with rest. And let a time come when morning will bring no word of war or famine or anguish, a time of happiness, of contentment and peace and rest. Baruch atah Adonai, praised are you, Adonai, haporei sukkah shalom, the one who spreads out a sukkah of peace, aleinu, upon us, v'al kol amo Yisrael, on all the people of Israel, v'al Yerushalayim, and over Jerusalem. We give thanks for the night and its rest and the promise of peace for all the world. Let's see if this will work. I changed the strings, and they're not going to stay in tune. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Please rise for the tefillah, which begins on page 93. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Koneh HaKol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. God of all generations, of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, of Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel, be praised. Your wondrous creative power fills heaven and earth. God of life and death, be praised. Through us send help to the falling, healing to the sick, freedom to the captive. Confirm your faithfulness to those who sleep in the dust. Awesome and holy God, be praised. With acts of love and truth, we hallow your name. As it is said, be holy, for I, your eternal God, am holy. God of times and seasons, be praised. Enable us through Sabbath rest to explore and learn and impart the meanings of your Torah. Make our hearts ready to serve you this day and all days. You may be seated. God who answers prayer, be praised. May we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God. Source of life and its wonders, be praised. You are the miracle within all we behold. You are goodness, you are compassion. We give thanks to you forever. Please read with me. God of peace, of justice, and of love, be praised. Inspire us to banish forever hatred, war, and bloodshed. Help us to establish forever one human family united in peace. God of peace, bless us with peace. We take a moment for silent prayer. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו Amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו Amen. May the one who causes peace to reign in the high heavens cause peace to reign among us, all Israel and all the world. And we say, Amen. All right, I gave you something to remember. What do we have to remember? What day are we in the Omer? 49. How many weeks is that? 7 weeks. We're getting good at this. Too bad it's over already. Sorry? We are it. We're there. As soon as this Shabbat ends, boom, we're there. We are there. The sky opens up. It is a glorious moment. Wait till you see. Just wait till you see. There is a tradition that they call it Tikkun Leil Shavuot, which is that the whole night of Shavuot you stay awake because at some point the sky is going to open up and you're going to get to see those words again. And there's a book that you can use that takes little snippets from every single one of all of the Jewish laws throughout all of history, little snippets of Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. It goes on through the prophets and on until we get to today. And it'll take you from night to the morning because there was that one time that supposedly, I don't think it was you, I don't think it was me, but supposedly we were sleeping. God said, be ready, I'm on my way, I'll see you in 3 days. And guess what? We were sleeping. We'll talk about it later. Anyway, I don't want to be sleeping this time. I don't want to be sleeping. I'm not going to be sleeping this time. So we are going to count the 7 times 7 weeks, and we're going to count the 49 days. And because we're fulfilling a mitzvah, we say a blessing that sounds like the beginning of the candle blessing that we had done just a few minutes ago. We say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al Sfirat HaOmer. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe. You made us holy by giving us commandments, and you commanded us about counting the Omer. Hayom 49 yamim shehem sheva shavuot. Today is 49 days. That makes 7 weeks of the Omer. You know what that means? I get to get my hair cut again and all these really cool things that happen after the Omer is over. But most importantly, we're going to be here. We're going to be getting the Torah again. We're going to be standing together. I remember you there when we were standing at Sinai so many years ago. But now we relive that moment, and there you are again. At this point in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating, as we turn to the inside back cover of our prayer books. And I turn off the microphone to say the names that are included in my list. I include Sue Barber, Phil Blaufus, Kerry Bollinger, Avery Cann, Larry Courtney, Danny, Peter Haas, Elena Howard, Jen Castillo-Hurst, Audrey and Louis Carroll, Linda Kesselman, Golda Kurzmer, Barbara Wadmeyer. She said we could take her off. She said she's fine. I thought we took her off. She's doing great. Sheila Lawrence, Sophie and Norman Lepo, Irvin Levine, Bill Levinson, Kid Lucky, Bernard Lobel, Marion McLennan, Molly Neustadt, Angie Noelani, Nancy Rice, Sue Rubenstein, David Safir, Rachel Selber, Emily Simpson, Paula Sauer, Michael Stahl, Sister Mary Joan, Barbara Thorne Thompson, Virginia Walker, Stephen Wright, Martha Ann Blair and Celia Young, and Gigi Zelinsky.
That list is way too long.
I know. We've got to make people better really fast. I agree. I was thinking about that. We got to the S's and I'm thinking, if you have other names that you want us to add to our prayers, though, please call them out or not. For all these names, for the names we choose to hold in our hearts and not say out loud, we pray together. Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lehavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. We have many people in our world and many young adults for whom we need to pray. Mishaberach avotenu ve'imotenu. May the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we have entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us. In this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they've been called to serve, may they return home safely, and let us say, Amen. So I wrote this down because I didn't have a lot of good words this week, it felt like. So I wanted to tell you some things I wanted to not forget. I don't love writing my sermons down, but I did this one. And I hope it makes sense. I didn't reread it. This is a week filled with important events in Jewish history. Each one is seen as being truly awesome and truly awful. Possibly the least dramatic of these is that we begin reading from the book of Numbers in the Torah. It's possibly called Numbers because it begins with a commandment to count the people. I keep reading conflicting views about whether that made us, the recently freed slaves, feel more important because we finally count. Not that we can do a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, not that kind of count, but we matter enough to want to know how many we are. It's taught that God would always count the people when important things happen. I guess it's like when you're in school and you need to count how many children are on your bus when you go on a field trip, when you leave and when you return. Each one matters. On the other hand, the commentaries point out that sometimes it feels like the opposite, that by being reduced to numbers, we matter less. We have no individuality, no importance in our own right. We're just one of many, another number in a larger number. We also see that the book of Numbers in Hebrew is called Bamidbar, which means in the wilderness. Sometimes being in the wilderness means being in the middle of nowhere. It feels like being lost. Sometimes being in the wilderness means being away from other distractions, a place where you can really find yourself. I guess this is a little bit of a spoiler alert, but in the book of Bamidbar, you may be able to find both. We wander for 40 days, and 40 years, so we seem lost. But we're following God's lead, and we're learning about who we are, so we're definitely not lost. During our time in the wilderness, we found ourselves standing at Sinai, which brings us to another event this week. Tomorrow night, we begin the holy day of Shavuot, which is the anniversary of that moment. Tomorrow. What did you say? How many hours? Yeah, it's more like about 26, but tomorrow. We relive that moment every year. It's one of the most awesome moments in all of history. I guess that the awful part about that could be at least two things I can think of. One is that when Moshe came down the mountain to find us dancing around a calf, or sleeping, either way, not the appropriate thing to be doing when we're about to participate in the most awesome moment of all time. If any of you are married or have ever been in a relationship, I know that you know how it feels to forget an anniversary or have the other person forget your anniversary. It hurts your heart. I hate to say that all over the world, not just here, most Jews, potentially most Jews in the world, will not be remembering the anniversary with God. Most people won't be making the effort to wake up to be with God and celebrate the anniversary. Most people will probably be dancing with other things that seem to mean more to them at the moment, although I don't think anybody's going to be dancing around a golden calf. Perhaps we might as well be. The other Jewish event this week is something celebrated on the secular calendar. According to the secular calendar, May 14th was the modern state of Israel's 70th birthday. We celebrated on the Hebrew date. It was weeks ago. America celebrated Israel's birthday by showing that it acknowledges that Jerusalem is the capital of our country by dedicating the new American embassy in Jerusalem on that date. This too provided awesome and awful aspects. Choosing to have an embassy in Jerusalem is awesome. It's been the capital of the Jewish people and the nation of Israel for over 3,000 years. Some of the people who were chosen to represent America have been known to say some awful things. There were celebrations all over Israel to commemorate the 70th birthday of Israel. It was awesome. It was also awful when the news showed headlines that said, I don't know how many of you saw these, almost everything I saw this week said, American embassy opens in Jerusalem, dozens killed, many more injured. 62 people approached the border of Israel in protest of the founding of the state of Israel, and Israeli soldiers shot 62 people. The news made it sound like Israel is indiscriminately killing Palestinians. It made most people hate Israel. It made Jews lose their confidence about Israel. It was awful. It was also not the whole story. Later, we found out that 80% of those who were shot, 80% were members of terrorist organizations, self-proclaimed horror, hurt, kill Jews organizations, including 50 were from Hamas and the rest were from Islamic Jihad. Their sole purpose, I'm not making this up, if you look at what Hamas is about, if you look at what the Islamic Jihad is about, it's to bring about the death and the suffering of the Jewish people. There may have been Palestinians who were peaceful and just standing at the border. They were singing about wanting to go back to their ancestors' homes. But a large number were burning tires, throwing rocks, incendiary devices, flying flags designed to fly over the border and burn Israel. I was listening to a news report that was saying, this one young man was talking about how proud he was that he made this flag with swastikas on them to fly over Israel and burn so that they could burn Israel down. He knew it was a symbol that represents hatred of the Jews and the murder of the Jews. If Israel didn't defend itself against these terrorists, if they didn't shoot these specific people, Hamas would have penetrated into Israel and our citizens would have been killed. We need to defend ourselves. We have that right. We wish, more than anything, that we didn't have to kill. When I think about the young, the 18, 19, 20-year-olds who were standing on the border defending Israel, we know for a fact that each one of them did not shoot until they were given specific instructions that they can shoot. There was a report, there was a guy who was, I haven't stopped reading, I haven't stopped trying to find news because it hurts my heart. I don't want Israel to be the people who are killing anybody. Well, we can talk about this later, about what it means. I'll finish reading because I told you I don't have words. We wish we didn't have to kill. We wish there was another way. From where we are in our Jewish wilderness, here, Jewish wilderness, we don't like to think that this was the best way. From where they are in the Middle East, in their wilderness, they saw it as their only way. 62 people died. As we know from the book of Numbers, each number is important. We don't want to take lives. We regret that lives were taken. I hope that we're also grateful that lives, many, many more lives, were saved. It was an awful and awesome week in Jewish history. But it was also one of the first weeks in our president's history here, and he's got awesome things to talk about. Mr. President. You don't have to say all those things, but there's a bunch of stuff for you to talk about. Thank you. Good shot.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you to the Haas family for the blessings. We will have a Shavuot and Yizkor service this Sunday, May 20th at 10 a.m. The Jewish Film Festival will begin May 22nd at 6 p.m. Robinson Film Center. There will be a documentary about the Jews of Ethiopia, followed by questions and answers with the director. This month, the films are free at the Robinson, and you can reserve tickets in advance by calling the theater. The Film Fest this year will not be a bunch of movies all in one week, but will be movies the Jewish Federation sponsors throughout the year. We will let you know when the next film date will be. We are also scheduled to place flags at the graves of our veterans the day before Memorial Day. Please meet at the Jewish section of Greenwood Cemetery, 10 a.m. next Sunday, May 27th. We will watch the weather report and notify of any changes. The office will be closed Monday, May 28th in observance of Memorial Day, and from May 29th through Labor Day, the office hours will become 9 a.m. to noon. The first Friday of June will be Simcha Shabbat, when we celebrate and honor everyone with birthdays or anniversaries in June. There will be another mitzvah day at the food bank Sunday, June the 3rd from 2 to 4. Please contact the office if you can help that day. Caleb Joseph will help lead the services and be called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah during Shabbat services June 8th and 9th at Agudath Hakim. In order to celebrate as a community, we will not have services or Torah study at B'nai Zion that weekend. Throughout the weekend of June 15th through 17th, the rabbi and her husband from Omer, our sister community in Israel, will have special events at both B'nai Zion and Agudath Hakim. Ben and Luke Meslow will lead the service and be called to the Torah as B'nai Mitzvah at the Shabbat morning service that will begin 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, June 30th. We will not have Torah studied that morning. At the annual congressional meeting a few weeks ago, we voted to discontinue the bulletin. News and information will be in the one-calls, emails, and online. If you want that information mailed to you, please contact the office. Donations were made to B'nai Zion for pulpit flowers in honor of B'nai Zion congregation by the sisterhood.
Thank you. It looks like we may be missing Torah study 3 weeks in June because we will go to Agudath Achim for the Rabbi, Rabbi Dikla will be coming, and they should be coming here for Friday night. We're going there Saturday morning, and thank you for that. And we may also, we're working on the Ethiopian Jews, the hidden community of the Ethiopian Jews. We may have someone from the Ethiopian Jewish community speak with us at the beginning of that too. We're working on that. We are negotiating with that. So anyway, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Good job. Nice. All right, if you are under the age of 13, I would love for you to come up and help me by opening the ark. Everyone else turn to page 148, please, and rise when the ark is open. Page 148, please rise when the ark is open. Ready? Go. They're white, too. How cool is that? They look beautiful. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Get close, get close. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu, bend your knees, korim, bow down, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. And when the ark is closed, you may be seated. Job. Look how synchronized these kids are. Ready? Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated. We continue on page 150. The day will come when all shall turn with trust to you, O God, hearkening to your voice, bearing witness to your truth. Please join me. We pray with all our hearts, let violence be gone. Let the day come soon when evil shall give way to goodness, when war shall be forgotten, and all at last shall live in freedom. O source of life, may we, created in your image, embrace one another in friendship and in joy. Then shall we be one family, and then shall your sovereignty be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. The eternal God will reign forever and ever. On that day, O God, you shall be one, and your name shall be one. Bayom hahu, Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. I'm going to include in our list the fact that we have lost 12 people in our military this year. We have lost 55 police officers this year in our country. We've lost 6 canine officers, meaning the dogs. And we've lost 38 firefighters, including 2 in Louisiana. We are always grateful that there are people who run into dangerous situations so that we can be safe. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We continue on page 153. In nature's ebb and flow, your eternal law abides. As you are our support in the struggles of life, so also are you our hope in death. In your care, O God, are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Your power gives us strength. Your love comforts us. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts. Fill us with trust in you and turn us again to the tasks of life. And may the memory of our loved ones inspire us to continue their work for the coming of your sovereign rule. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us this past month. We remember Flo Selber and Gloria Meyer. And we remember the congregants' parents who died within this past year. We remember Stephen Muslow, Janet Pachter Stewart, and Henry Elaine Dreyfus. And as we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. Those for whom we're observing Yortsites this week include Albert Axel, Annie Feigelson, Elsie Goldberg, Elizabeth Hamner, Harold Levy, Charles G. Meyer, Sylvia Rosenzweig, Mary Elaine Vasca, and Harry Zwick. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise as together we praise your name. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. Translation is on 155. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei rabbah mevarach la'alam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha barichu, la'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. Please be seated. We have a tradition that we don't say Kaddish for people until they're buried. And I forgot to mention that there was another shooting today. And as of now, we know of at least 10 deaths at a high school in Texas. May their memories be a blessing. May their families be consoled. I would like to invite, if you are under the age of 13, please come up and help us, because we need to say a blessing for whatever's under the curtain. One. Whoop. What do you think could be under here?
My nose.
Under your nose? Is that what you said? Oh, who knows? It's a mystery. Come face everybody so that they see who you are, and the cat. They need to see the cat. It's not so mysterious anymore. It's a beautiful challah. Hold on to the bottom while you say the blessing. How do you want to do it? Go ahead.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
I'll take this. You guys take the challah. I take the plate. Ta-da! Magic tricks all around. Well, hand it out. Share it. There's more for grown-ups out there, by the way, or anybody who wants it. You don't have to be a grown-up to eat challah, obviously. What a nice guy. Please rise for the closing benediction. So there was one other event, and it is only awesome, and that is we are here together. I am so grateful that you're here worshiping with us today. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you, be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face always be lifted up to you. May God grant you peace. Shabbat shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim.